Hey travel lovers, welcome to A Wanderlust for Life. In this video, I'm going to show you the best souvenirs to get in a surprising place. No matter if you are just lazy, you've run out of time, you totally forgot, head to a grocery store because they have some really great foodie goodies for your friends and family to take back with you. As a bonus, these are going to be cheaper than souvenirs you find in a souvenir shop. These are things that locals actually eat and drink for the most part, but it's just a really kind of fun way also to see your way around a city. A very, very loud city. Thought I would take this video inside, but let's go ahead and talk about these groceries. First up are the Stroopwafels. Now, if you've seen my Albert Cuyp Market video, you have seen fresh Stroopwafels, and these don't really compare to that, but they are still very good. You'll just want to heat them up maybe on top of a hot tea or hot coffee or something like that. But also you can go to Gouda, and that is where these kind of came from. So if you go to Gouda, you can get some Stroopwafels from the actual like original fabriek. But you can also, if you go to the Albert Cuyp Market, you can buy some take-home ones there too. This is just like quick trips to get a bunch of things in one place at the grocery store, but you can always get like a better quality option where they actually make the real thing. Tony's CHOCOLONELY. Oh my gosh. Okay, if you don't know, we have quite, I think, a famous chocolate brand, but it is one of the best chocolate companies out there, in my opinion, as far as like the ethos and everything. What's really fun about their chocolate bars are the crazy flavors. Like my favorite is the, what is it? Sea salt caramel. Oh, yeah, it's really good. Now they have these bigger bars, but they also have smaller ones that are little coins. And I've done that for flight attendant gifts when I go on planes if they want chocolate. And because I fly KLM and they're Dutch, they know Tony's. So they're always like, oh, yay. That's always a fun thing. Cheese, of course cheese is on this list. Now you can get cheese at the grocery store, of course, but you can also go to the different cheese shops in Amsterdam. There are plenty of good ones, and they're pretty much all really good cheese, and they have a lot of different kinds of flavors. Now, because I went to the Albert Heijn grocery store on Dam, like on Dam Square, it's more for tourists, so they have all of these options, and they also know what you need. So you can get vacuum packed cheese, which is what you have to go back to the US. But I did talk to a shop owner because it was not clear on the US website if you could take the small wheels of cheese, and they're different colors depending on the flavors. I think that's why they're different colors. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But he said that he does know that you can take that on a plane to the US if you want, and you can pack it in the suitcase. That the main concern is if something has to be refrigerated, and that does not have to be refrigerated. So that is from a shopkeeper in Amsterdam, that you can take the wheels of cheese home, so go for it. Drop. Yes, licorice. If you don't know, drop is licorice, and yeah, it's not my favorite. I'm not a licorice fan. Let me know down below if you're a licorice fan and what kind of licorice. So there's different flavors of licorice, and this store has so many different kinds. I'm not gonna eat any of them. Sorry. But yeah, this kind of licorice you can definitely take home, test your friends and family, see if they will eat it. Also, you can go to, there's kind of this old apothecary type store in the Red Light District in Davalla, and you can go there and have this whole experience of getting licorice and how they used to pick up licorice in the old days. So I'll leave all that information down below. Everything that I'm talking about where you can get better quality somewhere else, I will leave that somewhere else down below. But I promise you guys, you could just run into the grocery store and quickly grab them. But if you do have extra time, making the extra effort is always nice. WILHELMINA mints. Okay, so what's really funny about this is I was given WILHELMINA mints from my boss in the US before I left. And as kind of like, you know, oh, here, you're going to the Netherlands, here's something from the Netherlands. And it was so funny because I ate them and I was like, oh, very spicy. Now I eat them like candy. It's so weird. But WILHELMINA mints are a famous type of mint here. Sometimes at the nicer restaurants, they'll give you that kind of mint after your meal. And usually you can find them in the grocery store. Apparently I did not this time. I just forgot. I'm sorry. HAGELSLAG. So if you are not aware, HAGELSLAG are basically sprinkles. Typically chocolate sprinkles though. And pure and milk are the main ones, and then you can usually get pink and blue for like bridal showers, baby announcements, things like that. And they just started making different kinds constantly. So there's always something for everybody. And typically you have a piece of white bread, you put some butter on it, and then you cover it with HAGELSLAG. It's kind of a fun thing to show people when you get back, to be like, this is what they can eat for breakfast. Because it's so weird for Americans, I think. But then again, we eat the most sugary cereal there is known to man. So, you know, perspective. SPECULAAS. So they did not have a good selection of SPECULAAS here, but it's not quite the season, so I will forgive them. But SPECULAAS is kind of like a gingerbread cookie. You could compare it to that. I really like the ones that are like in windmill shapes. Also, I really like the ones that come from the bakery. The last time I went to the US, I went to the bakery by my office and grabbed 2 packets to take home, and everybody really enjoyed them. And because it's not too weird for Americans, I think that's why it goes over so well, because it's a taste of the Netherlands without being like, here's a test, can you handle drop? But yeah, they're really good. But go to a bakery and it'll probably be much fresher. APPELSTROOP. Yeah, APPELSTROOP. I have some. I don't really use it. It's great for old cheese. Old cheese means aged cheese, guys. If you buy oude kaas, old cheese, it's aged cheese, not like stinky cheese. It's just aged. But this is great with aged cheese. Also for pork. Oh yeah, definitely pork. Sometimes on the pannenkoeken, the wide Dutch pancakes, the thin but very big as your head Dutch pancakes, also good on that. So yeah, there's a couple of things for it, but it's a very, very thick syrup. So APPELSTROOP is like apple syrup. I won't say that it tastes like appley, but there's definitely a flavor that's not just syrup. Brouwerij beer or any other local beer is a great thing to take home if you are okay with taking liquids. If you are, pack very well, and obviously you cannot take them in a carry-on. I feel the need to say this because I have seen people try to take Heineken through the scanner. Seriously? What are you gonna drink it on the plane? You can get a free one if you fly KLM. KLM should seriously pay me. So local beer is great. I would suggest against Heineken and anything else that you can buy back at home. I would go for like locally brewed things. Brouwerij is a great one, but there's a couple others, including ones from Haarlem and other places nearby. And lastly, you can't get it at the grocery store, but if you go to this store, you can go down to the basement area, and there is a Gall. If I'm saying that right, it's Gall and Gall, and it's a liquor store. So you can buy Jenever. And Jenever is kind of a precursor to gin, and it's very Dutch. And yeah, you can take home Jenever. You can buy little bottles, you can buy big bottles. I would suggest making sure that you get something local. Most of it is pretty local, but you can even ask if there's small producers, things like that. Or you can go to the place and you can go, you know, take tours and go to tastings and things like that while you're here in the Netherlands. Also an option for the beer, for the Jenever, for most everything that I'm talking about in this video. So what do you think? Do you have any other suggestions of souvenirs that you can get in a grocery store here in the Netherlands? Let me know down below. You will help everybody else out and probably even help me out because I love to learn. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.